Oh, yes! Hey, hey, Tampa Bay, Bucks know how to shine. Hey, hey, Tampa Bay, Bucks know how to shine. We're in trouble, that's okay. We can pull it out. Because we know we're on the top. We stand up and shout, yeah, baby. Bucks know how to shine. Oh! Yes! And we know that it might be 30 years plus more since that song came out, but you know, it is so true today. And now even more than ever. Because your beloved Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to the Super Bowl. First time since 2002, and an opportunity to have 2 Super Bowl championship trophies in Tampa Bay. Excited. I'm pumped. I got the Mike Evans jersey right over here. I've got my other stuff right there, you know, and other, you know, looking from behind right there, you know, as well. Buck stuff right here, hat right here. I'm pumped. I'm just ready to go and have a good time here tonight as we get ready to get things kicked off. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to this midweek in between games edition of the Animal Football Insider, as we're going to do about maybe a half hour, maybe a little bit more, depending how many people are watching, what type of conversations you want to bring to the table. And as always, please comment in the chat room. Love to hear your comments and thoughts on what's going on in the minds of many. So much to talk about here tonight, so much to say, but so very little time to say it, but we're going to try and do its best. You know, that Sunday afternoon, it was a great time to be a Tampa Bay Buccaneer when the Packers were hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now of course, you know by now that the Buccaneers have, you know, they have the opportunity, you know, to do something very simple. Defeat the Green Bay Packers and advance to the Super Bowl. But you know what? Facing Aaron Rodgers and that team, it is a mighty tall mountain for this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team. But you know what? They were able to overcome it. They were able to overcome some of the mistakes. And in the end, they were able to defeat the Green Bay Packers. 31-26 was the final score. And what has become now one of the best games that we have seen this Buccaneer team play right now. And you know, the more they play, the it's like the old adage: you get finer with the finer you get, the more finer with wine. I forget how the old saying goes, but you understand what I'm saying. The better you play, the more you play, the better you get, and the better you get, the more dominating you become. And that's what this Buccaneer team has been doing ever since they that game after that they had that bye. Okay, Davian Benito joining me in this edition of the Animal Football Insider. He says, and I'm going to bring it up here right now, still can't believe the Buccaneers are playing in the Super Bowl in their own stadium. That's right. For the first time, thanks, Davian, for the first time in a while, for the first time ever in the history of the National Football League, the Super Bowl contenders are playing in their home stadium, Raymond James Stadium. And like Damien has said a moment ago, just can't get my head around it. You know, Damien, I am really just the same way. I can't grasp. I'm still having a hard time grasping this. You know, it is just amazing to me. What happened? You know, I mean, I really thought that coming into this game, it was not going to be, you know, easy by any stretch of one's imagination. And believe me, if you know the animal, I do have imagination of my own. But it was just awesome to see what they did. I mean, really, I mean, the whole to sack the Packers 5 times on the afternoon. Shaq Barrett had 3 of them, and Jason Pierre-Paul had 2. And I was really surprised by how they were able to contain Levante David, and guys like Levante David and Sean Murphy Bunting had a great game. 6 tackles on the day. Devin White is just an animal on his own. 9 tackles, 6 assists for 15 combination on the day. And let's see, and he recovered a fumble. I mean, that's just. I mean, it's just amazing. And how many? Yeah, I haven't really gone over the stats. I'm going to tell you right now. I've not done a lot of preparation for this here, so I'm winging it tonight, people. So don't. If you're expecting a top-notch show tonight, that's not going to happen here. Then again, when it does it ever happen? So and David, you need to stand by because we got something very cool that we're going to show you in just a minute. A one-on-one interview that I did with Big Nasty. You definitely want to hang out for that. That's going to be so cool. And I'm looking at the stat sheet here. I'm trying to find the turnovers. Let's see here. You know, that's interesting that in the final team stats that I have here from the game, they don't have the number of turnovers. Maybe I'm not reading this right. Penalties, fumbles. Packers had 2 fumbles. They lost 1. Wow. They don't have the number of turnovers, but to give you an idea, Packers had 2 turnovers, had 2 fumbles on the day. They lost 1, and Aaron Rodgers. Where's this? Where Rodgers? Where are Rodgers' numbers? I'll find them here in just a second here. Let's see, Rodgers' numbers. 1 interception. So they had 2 turnovers on the day, but man, they were playing against a feisty Buccaneer, playing against a very feisty Buccaneer defense. So, and like I said, we welcome your comments on this and get your thoughts on the game and what have you coming up a little later on, where we live the post-game interview that I had Papa do with Big Nasty. That's going to be coming up here in just a little bit. I'm telling you, want to hang on for that because that is really a cool interview. And you don't know who Big Nasty is. He is one of the, he's like me, he's a diehard Buccaneer fan, been that way for a long time. So we're going to have a conversation with him a little bit later on in the show. But for the team, for the Bucs, you hold Aaron Rodgers just 346 yards passing on the day. They held the running game to 67 yards, a little bit over 400 yards on the day. And if you're going to do that, they officially held the Packers to 381 yards on the day, and that's some pretty impressive numbers. Especially when you consider that they were able to sack Aaron Rodgers 5 times on the afternoon. That was it was such a crazy game, and like other games, the way you saw this whole thing play out, it was like the Buccaneers that we've seen all along. They start off slow. They keep on just irritating the heck out of you as to why not they don't get it going, but eventually, once they do, they're totally unstoppable. And for Kansas City and Pat Mahomes and company, they're going to have a hard time trying to pass on this Buccaneer defense because I think they've gotten a lot better. Okay, remember now, they played earlier. Remember now, the Buccaneers played earlier this year, and I'm going to bring that up in just a minute here because, like I said, I didn't pre-plan anything. This is just My deal, we got an injury report for you, and we're going to get that in just a minute. But if you really stop and you think about it, when the Buccaneers had that Week 13 bye, I mean, they had, let's see here. Saints had beaten them. Then the Rams, they lost to the Rams. They lost to the Chiefs 27-24. Okay. Now, in that game, let's see here. Okay, in that game, and I'm wanna if I get a chance, I want to pull it up here because get some interesting numbers from that. You're surely the animal coming up on this edition of this very Super Bowl pregame edition of the Animal Football Insider. And was it week 16? Week 15, was it week 15 when the Buccaneers played the Chiefs? No, that was the Falcons. Okay, had to be week 13. No, week 12. Maybe week 12. Because I remember the Buccaneers. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So it was back in week 12 when the Buccaneers played the Chiefs in a hard-fought game. And if you recall, that was on a Monday night. That was on a Monday night game. And if you recall, during that game, how it all went down. Patrick Mahomes threw for 462 yards on the day and 3 touchdowns, and including throwing 13 times to Tyreek Hill for 269 yards, and he caught all 3 of those touchdowns, if you recall. And if you recall, it was a crazy game. And the Buccaneers had just played horribly, but somehow or another they were able to battle back and almost win the game, only to lose it by the margin that they did. Brady 345 yards on the day, but he threw 2 picks during the course of that game, and I think, and if I recall, I think that really decided it all. But once that game ended and they got in that 4-week span, they started winning games and really started to put the pressure on and really started winning some great games. And now you find yourselves wondering, did the Buccaneers have the Chiefs' number? Well, you kind of had Scotty Miller. You might get an interesting response from him. And I want to try and find this if I can. Okay, and while I'm doing that, some news came out today. Lovie Smith, former head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, former head coach with Illinois Fighting Illini, is going to become I believe, the defensive coordinator of the Houston Texans. So that's good for him, getting him back in the league. Scotty Miller was on Dan Patrick's show, okay, and he was interviewing Scotty Miller, okay, and Scotty Miller made some comments to the fact that he is he's faster. That he believes that he is faster, and so this is going to get loud here for just a minute. But this is an interview that Scotty Miller did with Dan Patrick, and I want to play it for you because Scotty Miller made some bold statements that, quite frankly, I found to be interesting. So let me see if I can pull this up here real quick. All right, let's see here. No, okay. So that's not what I want here. So Twitter right here. So I want to play this now. This is Scotty Miller. He is on the Dan Patrick show. Okay. And he was commenting about his thoughts on his thoughts on playing with playing in the game. And as you will hear Scotty Miller say during the course of this interview, Scotty Miller makes a comment to the fact that he thinks that he is faster than Tyreek Hill. Here's his comments on the Dan Patrick show. If I can bring it up here, so here's his comments.
Play first half. What's the play call?
If it ever stops buffering, I hate buffering.
Yeah, so I mean, even before that,
come on,
just to go for it. That was a big decision for the coaches.
Come on,
just on that fourth down. But then for that play call, we just called.
Okay, well,
no route for me and Mike. I really thought I was going
to. Okay.
Turn into a Hail Mary type of thing. I was telling Chris before the play to widen out.
So
I would be in the bunch. But then they came out and just single high defense, so I was able to get a one-on-one matchup, and he wasn't.
Okay, so we're not able to play that. But basically, what Scotty Miller goes on to say during the course of that, what's happened here? Hang on, I got some issues. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so but basically what Scotty Miller was saying during the course of that interview was saying that he believed that he can run faster than Tyreek Hill. He actually made these comments, people. Now, this is, you're playing in the biggest game, and the last thing you want to do is give these guys bulletin board material. And that's basically what Scotty Miller has done. Okay? And you look at it and you say to yourself, maybe it was all part of a show. Maybe Scotty Miller actually believes that he's faster than Tyreek Hill. Do I think so? Probably not. I think Scotty Miller's a very talented receiver, but I don't think he falls into the category of a. I don't think he falls into the category of, say, a Tyreek Hill. Not just yet. Give the kid a couple more years, and he'll be up there. Make no mistake about it. By the way, the latest injury report that we have. Okay, and we're going to get to that here in just a second. Here, if my fingers would let me do the walking. Let's see here, because I saw it here earlier during Pro Football Talk that they had it up here. Let's see here. Oh, and by the way, big news is that Tom Brady's parents will be attending the Super Bowl, and that's some great news. And the Houston Texans hired a new head coach today, David Culley. So it'll be interesting what jobs come into play. For the Buccaneers, as they stand right now, this is on Thursday. Antonio Brown did not practice because of a knee injury. Levante David, he's out with a hamstring right now. Antoine Winfield has that ankle injury. Jordan Whitehead has a shoulder knee injury. And Jason Pierre-Paul has a knee. All set out of today's practice. But let's see here. Mike Evans and Vita Vea were both limited, and Chris Godwin was full. And speaking of Vita Vea, he played his first action since getting hurt very early in the season. Now, the numbers on this stat sheet do not show it. He didn't record any tackles or anything like that. But one of the things that I love so much about Vita Vea and the way he played was the way he was able to gain penetration. Okay, Vita Vea, whether you know or not, Vita Vea played a very critical part during the course of the game. Okay, Jimmy Pratt comments he says there's no way that he could beat Tyreek Hill in a race. I doubt it. I mean, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see if they went 1-on-1. It's going to be interesting to see Scotty Miller go up against the Kansas City defensive backs. That's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Of course, Jimmy Pratt is a Chiefs fan. I happen to be a Buck fan. So is the irresistible force meeting the irremovable object? But Jimmy Casey probably can't be removed, but that's another story altogether. Nevertheless, um, I personally think it's going to be an outstanding game. I think given everything I think given everything that's happened, and we'll talk more about this in depth more next week. I think everything that has been going on. I think that there is a very good chance that this could be a very very good ball game. So we'll wait and see what happens. Now, hopefully, the buffering will not happen on this, but if it does, I truly apologize for it. Okay. Now, let's see what we got here. Okay. So I'm going to share this here in just a minute here. Let me get back to my other screen, and then I'm going to talk to you about what this is right here. Okay. For those who weren't following, on Sunday, watching the Bucks play and everything, it was just an outstanding game. Make no mistake about it. Well, after the game, as you all know, I went on post game and did a stream. And thank you all for watching it. And oh, by the way, before I go on any further, just to let you all know that I've been asking you guys to pray for my brother. He's had COVID this past couple of weeks. He's been in the hospital. Latest report I have is that he's out of the hospital. He's back home. He is resting. He has some ways to go, but hopefully the worst is behind him. So I appreciate your prayers so much, and ask for your continued prayers for him as well. Now let's talk about the game and what happened post game. And it's the only thing that we have the opportunity to talk to one of the greatest. You talk about the animal being a diehard Buccaneer fan. This guy here, he is a monster in his own right. We call him Big Nasty. His name is Keith Kunzik, and not just a great Buccaneer fan, but a great guy all the way around. After the game, I had the opportunity to go one-on-one with him for a few minutes and get his reaction on what happened during the course, on his reaction on the game, what happened during the course of the game, and a little bit about his thoughts on what's going on. So here is our post-game interview that I was able to do with Keith. So let me get this all set, bring it up for you, and here's the interview in its entirety. If it will come up. Again, it's buffering, so I apologize for that. That's what YouTube does.
I'm in heaven, baby. I'm in heaven. I had to bring out the...
So, come on. I don't know why he does this.
Old school, too, just to get us a good rock star, right?
Come on. Yeah, I mean, I've never, Let me see what I can do here. Yes, I'm experiencing interruptions. Why am I experiencing interruptions? And to be quite honest with you, I have never seen that show. There we go. Okay, let me try this here first. We'll keep on. We'll get Keith. Maybe it's because of this. Let's see what we can do with this. Oh, I know what's going on. Let me get rid of that. Oh, come on. Okay, I don't think I'm going to be able to. I don't think I'm going to be able to play this. I don't know what's going on here. But anyway. Had you back here. Okay. Yeah, I had the opportunity to talk with Keith after the game. It was a great conversation that I was able to have with him. And you know, okay, and so Jimmy Press says chief safeties Daniel Sorensen, Tyrone Matthew, and whatever wide receivers you have. Saying, Mike Evans going against Tyrone Matthew might be one of the great matchups that we see during the course of this game. Okay, and if you take a look, how they play. Okay, Matthew is one hell of a safety. There is no question in my mind about it, and that's why I think that Matthews um, Matthews going against Matthew going against help me out here, Mike Evans. I think it's going to be one of the best matchups we see during the course of the game. One of the things you got to remember, though, the Bucks have a great number of great wide receivers. Okay, and they got an offense. People underestimate that. Okay, people really underestimate that. So it's going to be during the course of the game. We're going to try this again because I don't know about you guys, but I like Keith, and he's a great diehard Bucks fan. Been there through the thick and thin. So let's see what we can do about bringing this up. Okay, it's my interview that I did with Big Nasty the other day. So hopefully this will work this time. So let's see what happens here. So okay, so not able to come up. So
time.
I know. Okay. Gee, just when you thought you're trying to do something good here, and this whole thing acts up. I have no idea what's going on with YouTube, but it was a great interview. And sorry we couldn't play it for you. Great guy, great people, great Buck fans, and why that couldn't happen, I have no idea. Although I bet you I do know why. Coming for you, Tampa Bay? Seriously? You really wanna put that out there, Mr. Pratt? You know? Telling me that you believe that you're coming for us? I don't think so, my friend. You know? Um let's see here. Let me do that. No, let me try and do this here. But no, I think that the game coming up on Sunday, I think the game that's going to be happening could very well want to be the best games that we see. I really do. It's not going to surprise me one bit if we see. No, it has been a long time. Next time that I have the opportunity to come down to Florida, we got to get together so you can be my country bride. So let's see if we can pull this
Hey,
off.
Animal. The cops have come 5 times already because she's screaming like a lunatic.
Yeah, it's not letting me share it. Heck, gummit. Sorry, people. Was going to try and do it, but no, I think that I think this could be one of the best games in Super Bowl history that we have seen in a long time. Now, do I think the Buccaneers? Now, do I think that? Do I think that Kansas City's going to blow Tampa away? No way at all. And we're going to find out. We're going to find out later on the weekend. And I'm going to tell you right here now, that Kansas City game that you people saw, in which the Buccaneers battled back only to lose it. Believe you me, the Bruce Arians and company have been watching this game. They've been watching footage of Kansas City, and I can almost guarantee you that they are ready to bring it to the table. Make no mistake about it. All right, so the way that this thing's going to be set up for next week is and this is how they're going to do it. There's going to be hardly any festivities next week for the Super Bowl due to COVID. Okay, that's the way it's set up right now. Now, how they do Media Day, that's going to be very interesting. I think they're going to do it at night. They'll probably do it through Zoom. And leave it to the league, leave it to the National Football League to come up with something unique. So I wouldn't be surprised. To see them pull some fantastic technological things out of the hat. So that's going to be very interesting to see how they pull that off. The Chiefs will not be showing up till Friday. Now that's huge. That's huge because let's remember one thing: the Buccaneers have the home field. Kansas City's going to be coming in a couple days earlier, and it's going to be exciting. It really is. I am so looking forward to the game. We're going to get out of here for just a few minutes. And oh, by the way, before we go, let's update you and bring you up to speed on some things that are happening around the National Football League. Number one, we can tell you, ooh, this is very interesting. All right, well, we got some Gator news that we can pass on to you right now, and that Kyle Trask has won the Earl Campbell Tyler Rose Award. That's very interesting. Congratulations to him. And I think this is really cool. This is on Twitter. I'm gonna bring this up. There has no audio or anything like that. So yes, we know you beat us once this season. You sorry dog, but you know what? You know what they say about paybacks. Okay. you know what they say about paybacks. Check this out, and I found this to be so cool. Okay, I'm going here, and I'm gonna this is let's see here. All right. Yeah, this is pretty cool. This is some sites around Tampa Bay and Tampa. Let me tell you something. Tampa just does a first class job in bringing the Super Bowl to Tampa Bay. I mean, and it's just awesome to see. And I wanted to bring you a shot of Raymond James Stadium as they're getting ready for the game on Twitter here, but unfortunately, I cannot find it. So hopefully, if I keep on scrolling through Twitter, I'll be able to find it. But Tampa, this is what the fifth time that they have hosted the game. So let's see, is that okay? Just calling in here now. Other news around the National Football League. One of the things we can tell you is that Deshaun Watson of the Houston Texans announced today that he wanted to. He's requesting a trade. Now this stems from the fact that Deshaun Watson is very upset at management because. He is really pissed off, okay, because the Houston Texans went and got a general manager, okay, but in the process failed to have Deshaun Watson as a part of the process in selecting a new general manager. Now, you know, I don't know where and how Deshaun Watson believes that he should have the say for a general manager. I mean, you are a football player. You're not in charge of your salary cap. Okay? You are playing your job as your coach to help lead your team to victory. Okay? It's not your job to decide who you want the general manager to be. And now Deshaun Watson is going on crying like a baby and now saying that he wants to get out of Houston. Now, the problem with that is that Deshaun Watson has a no-trade clause. So any team that he goes to, Deshaun Watson has to approve it. How I just find it jaw-dropping to hear that. Where in the world do you come off telling a player, seriously, you're going to beat you at home again, son? I'm going to tell you what my daddy once told me. Never let your alligator mouth overload your tadpole tail, son. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. Okay? Never let the alligator mouth overload the tadpole tail. That's what my daddy always told me. So, you can sit here and cry and whine all you want to, but remember, when they lose, and they're going to, you are going to have to come back on this show because we'll talk about that in just a minute here. Our lineup here for the next couple of weeks. And this is interesting. Scrolling through Twitter, I just came across Mark Brunell, former quarterback with Jacksonville, is going to be hired as the quarterback coach with the Detroit Lions. Oh, that's cool. I think that's a pretty good move for them. For a moment that I thought it was Jacksonville, but that's not going to be the case. And the Twitter, I was able to see a shot of Raymond James Stadium with the Super Bowl logo and all that on it, and it looks so cool the way that they're doing this. So, yeah, I'm not able to find this, so I apologize. But nevertheless, it's going to be an outstanding ball game, make no mistake about it. And we're going to really get hard and heavy into this next week. James Buck Wilson is expected to join me for that. Maybe some other people would join me as well. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm not able to find it. I wish I could have saved it. I don't know why I didn't. Just ship me. So, but nevertheless, like I said, it should be very interesting to see what happens. Now, let's kind of go over details for what we're gonna be doing here next week. We're going to have preview the game in depth, give you the matchups, who we think is going to be, who we think is going to win, why and how. Okay. So, and Jimmy says, "You're funny, Joe. I'm right. How will the Bucks beat the Chiefs?" First of all, he can't even spell Bucks right. Okay, he's thinking that it's the Milwaukee Bucks. Okay, for the love of jeez, don't. I'm getting that off my screen. You have to tune in next week to find out how I believe the Bucks are going to beat Kansas City. Okay, they are. Whether you realize it or not, they are beatable. Okay, they are beatable. Okay. And I'm not denying the fact that they're not a great team. They are a great team. They're a fantastic team. That's why you play to win the game. There you go. I cannot make that any clearer for you. Okay. You play to win the game. And if you can't do that, I know you have. I know you have Mahomes. Look. Don't get me wrong. I love Patrick Mahomes. I really do. Not and the truth be known, not just as a quarterback, but also as a person too. Because I've heard nothing but great things about Patrick Mahomes. And Patrick Mahomes, don't get me wrong, Patrick Mahomes is going to have his share of Super Bowls. If you all think that one Super Bowl is all he's going to have, you're crazy. He's going to have another. He's going to have more. He's just not going to have any after a week from this Sunday in Raymond James Stadium, 5:30 Central Time, on CBS. Jim Nance, Tony Romo, they will have the call. Plus, have a big Windick Super Bowl pregame show that will go on for hours. So, I know Mahomes doesn't lose. But, there comes a time where you're going to have that one game where you're going to lose, and you just never know. I'm serious. I mean, you really just never know. And it would be cool. As I'm sitting here and I'm trolling through Twitter here, trying to find this picture of AJ that I saw that was just so cool. But as I'm strolling through, I saw a picture of John Gruden. Wouldn't it be great if Gruden showed up rooting for the Buccaneers? And I think John Gruden still has a soft spot in his heart for the Buccaneers. I don't think he likes the way that it ended. But I think by the same token, he has moved on from it. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to. I'm not gonna be able to find. I've been scrolling and not able to find it. So I hate when that happens. It's a great. It really is a great picture of AJ, and we'll find and we'll try and post it for next week's show. Now, speaking of which, let's talk about what's going to happen next week. We'll have our show 7:30 Central Time, 8:30 Eastern Time. We're expected to have my good friend James Buck Wilson join me, along with maybe a few other guests join me as well. We will also have possibly do this interview with Big Nasty that we tried to do earlier, but why it didn't show up, why it didn't go through, I have no earthly idea. Thank you so much for joining me, and as I close it out here tonight, said we're going to do 35 minutes. That's all we were going to do here tonight. Bucks, Chiefs, 1 week from this Sunday, go Bucks. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Y'all make it a great day. Please, please be safe. Wear your mask wherever you go. And of course, we all know the Bucks know how to shine. 7:30 next Sunday, and then the following Sunday after that will be the finale of the Animal Football Insider for 2020-21. And of course, Jimmy Pratt saying, thank God it's finally over with. Y'all make it a great night. God bless. And go Bucks. Good night, everybody. Woo! Oh, yeah, baby.